'Twas 2 days before Christmas, and all through this episode, such good advice was given, it'll make you blow your load.
I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love. I put my trust in you, and I trust in our love. I put my trust in you, I put my trust in love.
Hello, friends. My name is Nate Miller.
And I'm Mal Spain, and we're your fuck buddies.
Your seasonal fuck buddies.
Christmas fuck buddies.
Our non-denominational holiday
Dasher
fuck
and
buddies.
Comet and Sexer.
Yeah, Comer,
And Comer again.
Bustin. That's Blitzon's name.
Comer and Bustin. And Saxon for Vixen.
Comet.
Comet, I like it. Poodolf, if you're into that.
Asher. Like Dasher, but Asher. Asher.
Smasher.
Smasher. Yeah, okay, that works better.
I can't remember any
Donner.
of them.
I mean, that's...
Cumdonder. A cumdonder. Yeah, welcome to Christmas. And
Welcome.
holidays and happiness.
Yeah, this is the 2009 teen version. Sorry, man, I'm living the decade
Whoa,
challenge.
Jesus. We
It's
didn't even cheers.
oh god. We're a dating sex advice podcast where we take your sticky, sexy situations and turn them into sexy, sticky situations.
And get stupider every week.
Every week we get worse at this. Just the intro, not. I think we've gotten better overall, but
Don't you dare.
whatever.
Ooh.
Yes, this is our Christmas Spectacular, our Sexmas
Sexmas.
Spectacular for 2019. It's our second annual.
Yeah, that's true.
It is
Yeah,
true.
it is true.
Facts.
Yeah, you like them? That's your present from us. Guess what else we got? Unwrap it. It's advice.
There it is. Are you ready for it?
But it's hidden behind those questions. What's the first one there?
First question is...
Wait. Take the bow off slowly.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay. Well, you just tore it right off. Don't eat it, man. We're going to reuse that.
No!
We can save those red ones for Valentine's Day. And those green ones for St. Patrick's Day presents.
Those classic St. Patty's Day presents. This is a user-submitted question from Agent A Sugar Plum.
Ooh.
I gave them all Christmas-themed names. Whether they like it or not. Because this is our show, goddammit. Hi, friends! Every year
Hello.
for Christmas, my partner and I swap whose family we spend Christmas with. His family's in Nova Scotia, and mine is in Vancouver. When we go to his parents' place, we stay in a little small guest cottage they have on their property.
Ooh, how quaint.
It's a separate building from the main house, so if we want to do any dirty deeds,
Some naughty stuff.
we can do so without any fear of being caught/interrupted. However, my family home is super old with paper-thin walls. I'm super self-conscious about having sex in my house because literally everything squeaks. Is there a way to have sexy, sneaky, squeakless sex? How can we have sexy times without the entire house knowing what we're up to?
I hear this. You gotta find out what doesn't squeak, you know?
She says specifically,
Everything.
everything.
Yeah, but I'm gonna guess that's a little hyperbolic. The walls probably don't squeak.
The
Have a little-
floorboards do?
Yeah, but the floorboards next to the wall are usually at their most, rigid. So if you can pin someone up against the wall and just slowly fuck them so that there's no slapping sounds, that can be a lot of fun because it's a unusual position because not everybody has sex all the time pinned up against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, there's always the heightened risk of, being haired. And you can just take it excruciatingly slowly. It'd be a lot of fun.
Also,
Oil.
basement.
Everything.
Ain't nothing squeaking down in the basement, presumably.
You don't
Unless
know.
it's a finished basement, and then maybe it is. But if it's concrete,
You just want to go to a shitty concrete basement?
hey, look, I'm saying if they're that desperate that they need to get their fucking sex on,
You may as well
maybe be like, oh, hey, we'll help you, get the turkey out of the freezer or whatever. And you just go down to the basement and just give her a good old college try.
now
Down
the
there.
turkey's squeaking.
Yeah, goddamn right it is.
I say wall. I say maybe okay, let's get 2020 is all going to be about just perfecting everything, I think, because hindsight is 2020 and we've all learned from our shit. So bring a screwdriver and some fucking oil Oil the hinges, so when you fuck against the door, it doesn't squeak. Screw the bed a little bit tighter together so it doesn't squeak.
Well, it's more the springs that are squeaking.
Just oil the springs. Cut open that bed, get in there, spray oil just everywhere.
Everything.
I think you can just puncture a few holes in the mattress and just put oil in there. Then you save money on lube, too.
True, if everything's covered in oil.
Yeah,
everything is lubricated.
Everything's lubricated. Now you've got the opposite problem. Nothing squeaks, but everything's lubed.
Yeah.
Don't make grandma go near the stairs.
Also, alternatively, depending on how long you're there, if sex is a little too active for, the environment, some little oral.
Yeah.
You don't need to do a whole lot of moving for oral.
Or at least, not enough that you should be, getting past squeak threshold.
Yeah.
My favorite
and
movie.
You might be really enthusiastic at blowjobs and get a whole body sort of movement going, but it's you might have to change things up a little bit in this circumstance. Maybe calm it down a bit. Maybe take it real slow, like now.
Calm it down a bit.
Ooh. Just bring it down.
Yeah, make sure she's on her knees.
Bring everything down. This holiday is going to be tame,
slow sex.
Yeah.
Hey, tamed. I mean, slow doesn't mean tame.
No, that's true.
And also,
sorry, I not tame. What's the word I'm looking for? Controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
totally different.
Deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it. That's the thing. You can have a lot of fun with this. Because, maybe you don't want to do something like that every day, but the fact that you kind of have to do it, it's fun to break out of routine, and, everything's going to be a little bit more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Again, and we've talked about this before, got to account for sneaky dad, though.
Oh, hell yes.
You got to make sure that... Because...
But this is probably the easiest time. You just get dad a fucking cool gadget.
Or turkey, and he's asleep in front of the fire.
True, yeah.
And you gotta account for sneaky mom. She's had a few bottles of wine. Nothing's putting her down.
She's furiously cleaning up.
Yeah, but maybe she's gonna come clean your room.
No.
And that's the thing. If
you
she can't...
You just have to plant so many dirty dishes. You have to bring a pan from home that's just, coated in tar. And she will just be scrubbing that motherfucker.
Yeah. And you have to plant it just before you go upstairs.
Yeah.
Or down to the fucking creepy-ass basement Dane's sending you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've heard it's really spooky.
Oh, God. Well, Dane has a boner.
Yeah. All right, hit me.
Yeah, shake it up, guys. Get controlled.
Yeah, get in control.
Okay, this is from A Good Day for Throwaway. Is it too extra to get your fuck buddy a Christmas present? I've been having sex 3 or 4 times a month with a guy I met through Reddit for about 6 months. One could say that Christmas, New Year's is kind of our anniversary, though our relationship is limited to casual sex. That doesn't add out. The math does not add up there. Are you taking month breaks between the months you have 3 or 4 sexes?
What?
They said that they've been having sex for 6 months.
Yeah.
But then they said that Christmas, New Year's is their anniversary.
Huh.
Doesn't make sense. Are they skipping months? We aren't looking for anything further. Relationship. Sex with him was the highlight of my week at times, so I want to feel appreciated. I like shopping for Christmas presents and was making my early list for people. He popped into my mind, and I hesitated to actually write his name. Is it too over the top to give a fuck buddy a Christmas card / present if you do not actually want anything more with them, or does it send the wrong kind of message? I was just thinking about putting some of his favorite candy in a gift bag and writing him a little card with a lighthearted message about how seeing him sweetens up my week. Too much? I mean, if I give my neighbor or my bus driver a Christmas card, why not?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think this is a great idea.
People get in this, the amount of times I've seen questions where it's a girl that I like is performing in a play. Can I bring her flowers? It's why not? As long as you're not creepy about it, it's a nice thing to do. Also, it's there are traditional things that you do. Traditionally, if someone's in a play, it's very common to bring them flowers afterwards or at a performance. That's almost a thing that happens with theater and stuff like that. The same thing with Christmas and birthdays and shit. You get gifts on those days, and you give gifts on those days. So if you guys are cool, which I hope you are, if you've been fucking him for 6 months,
you should be really close. And you don't have to see each other every day or talk every day or whatever. But when you're around each other, you should be chill. Your guard should be down. You should be happy to be in each other's presence. And if that's not the case, but if it is, they're not gonna be whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's the thing. Maybe don't get them a fucking iPad.
Yeah, don't give them something that has more weight to it, but some fucking candy or you know what I mean? Maybe a fucking La Senza gift card or a Victoria's Secret gift card and be hey, one day before we fuck, you're going to take me out, you're going to pick out something that you like for me to wear, and then I'll come home and wear it. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty relevant gift for your relationship.
Fun for both of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, candy, hell yeah.
Yeah, if he looks at that and he's like, oh shit, she wants to marry me, if that freaks him out, like, I know there are probably a lot of people when you said you should be close. I know there are so many people who are like, but they're fuck buddies. It's like, that close doesn't mean anything in regards to exclusivity.
No, not at all.
Like, I was very close with the women I was sleeping with.
Yeah. If I wasn't, then I wasn't having good sex with them.
Yeah. Or like, I wouldn't want to see someone repeatedly that I didn't feel like I could get close to. And that doesn't necessarily mean you've bared your soul or whatever, but like, if you're having regular sex and you're on like a fuck buddy casual sex relationship with someone, guess what? The key word there is you're still in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not an exclusive one. It's not a monogamous one, but it's still a relationship.
Like, also, even if you saw a friend once a week for 6 months,
yeah,
you guys would be pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
I think if you got them a small gift for Christmas, they'd be like, yeah, cool. And again, like, it's all about like the gift itself and the delivery and all this stuff. Like, if you make a big deal out of it, it's going to feel like a big deal. If you get them something ridiculous, like, as I said, an iPad. Yeah. But like candy, like a beer, something that's not going to, because the thing is, it's not like, it's highly possible they won't have gotten you something. So if you get them something that is expensive enough that they feel bad that they didn't get you something, that's going to be awkward in general. If you get them like a token gift, then they'll feel nice about it, hopefully.
And if you're worried about how it's going to come off, add a condom into the mix.
Yeah, make it sex. Then you're just
like, oh, okay,
yeah,
cool. Like you still, this is still a sex thing.
Yeah. And also the thing is, like, as Dan said, if they do freak out, guess what? They were gonna freak out anyway. If someone is that worried that you want a relationship, it wasn't the gift that did it. Again, unless you bought them a fucking iPad. It's a...
We now know where Niall's line in the sand is.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as an iPad is exchanged,
oh, man,
you are...
I know. I just get the hint they want something more if it's an iPad, you know? If it's like a Google Chrome book, whoa.
Yeah, no, fuck that. That's nothing.
That's fine. Tamagotchi, it's fine.
Oh, shit, no, hell no. Someone gives me a Tamagotchi, I know they're looking... That's a test. That's like a house plant.
Yeah.
That's like hey, how well can you take care of this?
See, I know I'm safe. I know I'm safe because it's dying real quick. Its poo is going to just fill up the whole screen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And they're going to be like horrendously just upset.
Did you ever play that Digimon game? I think it was for the original PlayStation.
Told me about it, though. It sounds
where it's like
wild.
Your Pokemon...
Doesn't the poo come alive?
Yeah, so you had a Digimon, and it would like, it would evolve or whatever the fuck it was called in Digimon. But every now and then it
Digivolve?
Would Digivolve, I think.
Is that it? That's so lame.
And it would you would get a little notification that it had to poop. Mm-hmm. So if you couldn't get it to the bathroom in time, it would just shit wherever you were. And if that happened, I'm pretty sure if it happened once, the next time your little buddy would Digivolve, he would literally turn into like a shit-eating monster, and you would have to go and find all of your wayward shits and have this thing eat it, in order to get an actual real Digimon back.
I love that someone was like, fuck, man, Pokemon's one of the biggest games in the world, and our thing is kind of it exactly. How do we compete? And someone was like, there's one thing it's missing.
Shit mechanics.
Yeah. Shitzer.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if I ever progressed through this game, because it was always like one of those things where it's like if you're out exploring and you know where the bathroom is, then you're fucked. And then it's like, cool, well, my badass angel Pokemon is now going to turn into a shit monster. Great.
Yeah, that was not the way to make that game better.
No.
Also, it's not like even it's a bearing on the show, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember there being many plots being like, oh no.
Funny thing,
our little yellow dinosaur
would have been a more popular TV show if there was more shit in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? They fucked up. They put shit in the wrong one. Where were we on this question? Get them a fucking present.
Yeah.
Just don't be weird about it.
Get them a copy of Digimon on the original PlayStation. Yeah.
Just if you just be close with the people you're close with. You know what I mean? One of the things I hate most in the world is when people are terrified to be nice or happy or close with their fuck buddies, because that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very strange thing. Like I said, when you said close, I think everyone thinks they have to keep their casual sex partners at arm's reach.
Yeah.
And it's I understand that if you get too you know, it could send the wrong message. So, like, but if you guys are on the same page, if you've followed proper fuck buddy protocol and you've both established, I'm not looking for anything more, and if that progresses or if that changes, I will let you know immediately.
Yeah.
If you're following that and you agree to it and you trust them, then at
then
that
there's
point
no harm.
you can be as cuddly as you want. You can hold hands. You can do all that, and none of that's gonna freak anyone out until you have the conversation, being like, "Hey, actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm starting to get feelings."
Communicate.
If you've done those things, which we've told you to do from day one, you're fine. So, like, give the guy a present. If you want to do it, do it.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Everyone, and I think it's really cool that you want to let this person know they mean something to you.
Yes.
That's fucking sick.
Also, like, give it to him after you fuck. The next time you fuck, be like, "Hey, sorry I didn't get you a Christmas gift." Or, like, "Here's a belated Christmas gift." And just, you know, put this sack of candy on his dick and be like, "There you go."
Or, like, fuck him, and then when you're leaving, be like, "Hey, left something under the pillow." And they'll be like, "Oh, candy. You're all nice."
Yeah, or, like, as you're leaving, half turn around and be like, "Here's something for later." And you just, like, kind of toss it under your shoulder. Just, and he catches it.
Or you hit him in the
Take
dick.
it easy, sleazy, and leave.
Keep on trucking. Or you hit him in the dick and he dies.
Yep.
Because all his blood's there now.
It's true. Well, okay, maybe don't kill your fuck buddy. All right, ready?
Yeah.
This comes from another user.
Oh, yeah.
Agent Silverbells asks, "I have a very large, very Italian family.
It's not where I thought that was going.
I am the youngest of 6 siblings and one of over 20 cousins. I'm also the only kid of the family that is still single. Everyone else is either married, engaged, or in a long-term relationship. Despite my family being very progressive, my brother is gay, and I'm married to a black dude, and my 2 cousins are also gay, or 2 of my cousins are also gay. The older folks, and even some of my siblings and cousins, seem to obsess over the fact that I'm still single. My Nona will even warn me throughout the holidays that I'm on the path to die alone."
Nice.
The thing is, I don't want to date anyone right now. I'm very career-focused, but I still have plenty of great sex with a few consistent fuck buddies. Wink, wink. I think that's a name reference and not implying that we are their fuck buddy.
Well, I would never unveil my secret love. I mean, what? Silver bells?
I am very happy with my sex life and dating life. How do I get my family to understand this?
Oh, man, you answered your own question. Every time they say that, just be like, "I'm happy with my sex life." It's just awkward them out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Your Nona says something like, "I'm happy with who I fuck. I have
like-
a lot of fuck buddies.
Yeah, oh, don't worry. I'm still getting fucked.
I'm rolling in the mint."
No, please. I'm still getting
Oh,
fucking
no,
railed.
this dick ain't dry.
Oh, it's a woman. The question
No,
is.
someone's in her right now.
Oh, shit,
This
yeah.
dick ain't dry. Nana.
She's Italian. It's Nona, please.
You know what? Nona, then. Nona, this dick ain't dry. My favorite Christmas album of the year. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like you can have fun with this. You either, like, yeah, they're progressive. What are they not progressive with?
Yeah, you find the line.
Find the line and tell everyone that's why they're not there.
That's
and
the
like,
thing is-
don't even go for the conventional things. Be like, he's a mime, you know. he's a juggler. Like, find what they don't like the weirdest thing they don't like, and be like, oh,
She's like, it's great because he never makes a sound, so he doesn't have to fucking wake up my roommate.
yeah,
So when I'm over, silence. Mm-hmm. Oh, except for me. I'm loud as hell.
yeah.
Because
Because I'm just getting railed, Nana. Nona.
Those questions are so invasive to your privacy that if they want to open that door, if they're eager to, like, you know, kick the fucking door open and be like, "What's going on in your life, your sex and dating life? Why aren't you seeing someone?" Then they've opened it. If they want to take a look in the room, let them see what's in the room.
Yeah.
And I promise you that they will probably not want to hear about their youngest daughter having sex with men.
Yep. Or two things. One, deflect. She goes, "Oh, you're gonna be blah blah." You go, "Oh, when did you meet?" No. What's the male?
I'm going to say it's no.
Really? Okay, look at me.
Yeah. I don't know.
When did you meet Granddad? Oh, then she'll go off on a tangent. She starts giving you shit again and be like, "Oh, what was your guys' first date?" She goes off, and then the second she starts saying, just start asking her about her relationship.
Yeah.
Like, just deflect. Or, and I think this might be my favorite one, pull out Tinder and just hand it to her and be like, "Oh, see any good men in there?"
Yeah,
Get her to fucking swipe for you.
Yeah. All right, Nona. There you go.
Yeah, get Nona to swipe.
Find my husband for me.
Because can you imagine what, like, because I'm going to go on a limb here and say Nona's probably never seen Tinder. Right? She may have heard tell of it. I doubt she's ever fucking looked at Tinder and done a swipe and seen some topless man holding, you know, a drugged up tiger in Thailand and, you know, looked at some guy tell you his exact height and also exactly what he can bench. I doubt that. Or not bench, squat or whatever the kids are into these days.
Deadlifting?
That's the one. I'm real with it. So, like, do that. Be like, hey, what do you think of this? And just, like, if she's like, oh, this is awful, you'd be like, yeah, that's why I'm fucking single.
Yeah.
And if she's like, oh, this is cool, then you guys have some fun.
Yep.
And maybe you get her to message them. That'll be amazing.
And be like,
but you
oh,
also have to, if she messages any of them, tell us what your Nona says in a cold open for Tinder, because that's, I think, information we all need.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm sure your parents probably won't be stoked about your Nona on Tinder. So just be like, well, look, you guys keep bothering me. This is the only way I'm going to date anyone, is if Nona finds me the perfect man. And if she can't, if Nona can't find me the perfect man, how am I supposed to do it?
Yeah.
She has years of wisdom.
She has years of experience. She's been wetting dicks since she was... No, I'm not going to go there. Not on Christmas. Yeah, I think deflect, the Tinder option, or fuck buddy talk. So we got a whole bunch of users submitted questions today. So a new friend of the show here, and it's going to be Agent Sleigh Bells.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're just going to go Christmassy on this one. Sexmas even. They say, hey guys, just started listening to your podcast and I love it. It's really getting me through some hard times. Rough times. I don't know if this question is within your realm of expertise, but how do you deal with a breakup that ended without any closure? Things between me and my ex of 2.5 years ended rather abruptly. She wanted to move away. I wanted to try long distance, and she didn't, so that was just the end of our relationship. I know you were dating a Sex Advice podcast. Maybe you guys have already covered this, but I figured breakups might be considered part of dating.
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Yep,
I would say it is a very big part of it.
Yeah.
I would say 9 times out of 10, the problems that are happening in a current relationship are usually because of the breakup of a past relationship.
Look at Dan. That's his entire life.
So, I mean, I pretty much went through this with my most recent ex. And I say most recent, like this was 2013 or whatever. Where we kind of broke up all of a sudden. It was very sort of like sudden. I did not know. We literally went for like a couples massage in the morning and then broke up by the end of the night. And the reason was she was like, I feel like I just don't know you well enough. Only to find out that like 2 weeks later she was dating like a random dude from her gym. Like it was like her parkour instructor or some shit. And I was like, well, it's odd that like you decided to break up with me because you didn't know me to date someone you didn't really know instead of just being like, hey, maybe we should get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
So like that fucked me up pretty good. But then I was like, when I found out she was dating him, she had been training with him for like a couple months while we were together. So like obviously in my head I was like, I want to know if something was going on while we were together. And I don't think she, like, at no point in time was I trying to insinuate that she'd cheat on me, but I wanted to know if that was the real reason. Because if that was the real reason,
that changes things, right?
It's a much better, I mean, it's still a tough pill to swallow, but it's better than being like, hey, you're not worth knowing. I'm going to go try it out with this guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I just for closure's sake, for my sake, so I can move on and put it behind me. Was there anything going on between you guys? And she was like, I never cheated on you. I need some space. And that was like the last thing we've ever said to each other. We have not talked since. I think we ran into her once at a mutual friend of ours like show. Yeah. Where we were cordial. But that was sort of like the last thing we said. And let me tell you, that fucked me up real good.
Yeah, it's weird because like closure is such a like one person's closure isn't another person's closure. You know what I mean? And closure itself, it's like even when you want it, you might not really know how to get it. Like I've had a similar situation to, well, like a few. So firstly, like the long distance thing is really difficult because long distance is hard. So like it is like I do understand having qualms about it, but it does suck because like you really need to like really be willing to give it a shot, or else it is pretty much a no. My last girlfriend and me, we broke up because I went back to Ireland to graduate university because I'd done a year abroad over here and then went back to do my last one. And it was exact same situation where I didn't want to do long distance, but I didn't want to break up. So I was like, fuck it, give it a shot. Like, it's not ideal, but like, what are the other options? And she did not want to do long distance. So we ended things, which was really weird because we still kind of like kept in touch. And we were obviously still really close, but like, it was really hard to like find that line. And then she came over to visit and we ended up doing long distance, which was also a terrible fucking idea because when I got back, the relationship was just like a disaster. Like, I don't know what it was, but I feel like having all this time, for me, long distance was actually pretty good because I was able to, like, I didn't have a lot of time for like, I wasn't spending time with a partner because my partner was in a different country.
Yeah.
So I had all this free time to spend with my friends and to spend in clubs and to spend writing and to spend like doing things. And I had a very like healthy few months where I did really well in university. I was fit and active. I saw my friends. I had all these things. I feel like for her, it was almost the opposite, where like not having me around was just like this constant source of like worry and shit. But anyway, when I came back, she was like big into drugs and all this stuff. It was just super weird. The whole situation was awful. And from then until the end of our relationship, it was just a fucking mess. Not always, but in general, it was like this overarching mess. And towards the end of it, in a similar way to kind of what happened with you, I think I've talked about this before. She became like obsessed with the like jealousy and weirdness, where she was convinced I was cheating on her for no reason. Like, I have no idea why. Like, I would hang out with mutual friends of ours and she'd be like, I know you're cheating on me. And like, I'm literally with one of your best friends who's a guy and we're playing Xbox and like, you can call us. You can like, where I am. You're invited. Like, what's happening here? But we ended things, and every single person who I've talked this story with has been like, oh, she felt that way because she was cheating on you. Every single person. And like, it started to make sense. I was like, maybe because a lot of times when people are doing a bad thing in a relationship, they like to hope that you are too, so they're not the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's like so many people said, and we haven't talked since, and that thought has always stayed with me. Obviously a lot more painful then than now.
Yeah.
But like, there was a long time where I was like, it's like highly possible, but I never got, you never got that closure, never got anything. We just like, we ended because, I had to end the relationship, but then nothing, you know what I mean? And yeah. I think more to the point and less rambly, I was in a relationship with someone for like a year, and it was like a fuck buddy thing that then became like more and more, and like we were spending a lot of time together, like almost all the time together, and like getting really close, and like, it was one of those things where I thought, I didn't know really where it was going, but I think I thought maybe onwards, because it'd been a year, which is a long enough time. Saw each other like every day, and we're there for each other when bad things happen. Like, it wasn't even just like a sex thing, And then one day, she literally like came over to my house and was like, "Hey, we're done." And I was like, "Okay, why?" And she was like, "It didn't mean enough for me to have to tell you why," and like left. And that was balls. Mm-hmm. Because that's just like a really mean thing. It's like, yeah. You also just like you don't have any reason, you don't have any closure because you have literally no idea. Like, it could be a them thing, it could be a you thing. Like, they might have met someone. Sure, that's one thing. It could be a you thing. They might just be like, I'm so sick of your shit. Yeah. There are a million reasons, and the not knowing is kind of fucked up. So I guess we're just giving examples of how this happened to us, but like,
well, it's good to know that like, it's not you're like, the first thing that happens when you feel like shit is that you feel like you're the only one who's gone through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very easy to isolate yourself and sort of get lost in the immediate pain and not realize that this is not the first time it's ever happened. It's not going to be the last time it's ever happened. And it's probably going to happen to you again. And I know that's not the most uplifting thing to say,
well, no.
but sometimes reality helps ground people.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember what really helped me after this breakup, I had a few people say some very specific things to me. I remember this was sort of like, I went through sort of like a quote unquote asshole phase. And it's like, not that I was an asshole or anything, but like I tried to like embody asshole qualities as a self-defense mechanism to sort of like keep everyone at arm's reach, to keep people from wanting to, you know, further relationships with me. And I remember I was with one of my friends that I had like just met after the breakup, so at like the height of my bullshit, and we were very drunk, but I still remember her just like almost like slapping my beer out of my hand or whatever I was drinking out of my hand. She was like, "Why are you acting like an asshole when you're not?" And she's like, "You're being a fucking idiot." And it was just kind of out of nowhere, and it was one of those like clarity moments where I was just like, I'm not fooling anyone. You know what I mean? If someone that I've met like 2 weeks ago can see through this facade, because it was like that was the only me that she knew, was this sort of like persona that I had adopted. I was like, if she can see through it, then like then I'm not fooling anyone, and I'm not even fooling myself. You know what I mean? It was like, so I think one of the most important things to do is you got to remain true to you. Yeah. And if that means you have to feel like shit for a bit, feel like shit. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to feel bad. You're allowed to be depressed. You're allowed to wallow a little bit. But then you also need to wallow healthily. Yes. Right? You also need to find something. Yeah.
There's no escaping what you're feeling, right? No. Like it sucks. Like you can't ignore it. You know what I mean? And like alcohol isn't going to numb it really, because like, and I've been there, you know, and it can help occasionally, like in a healthy sense, you know what I mean? But only in as much as like seeing your friends can help, and like doing active good things that you enjoy can. But it's all too easy to fall into like, you know, patterns of like self-neglect or like just self-misery and like just kind of taking it out on yourself, or like doing avoidance and all these things. But that just prolongs it really. Yeah. So I think like step one is like, yeah, like remain true to who you are, because you're great, right? Like you're you. And on top of that, like do things you love and do things that are healthy, right? Like it's for me, I threw myself into work and socializing and drinking, and like to the point where like I probably went through, you know, a months where I wasn't even home, you know what I mean? Like I was out and I was working and I like ran myself to the bone, and I like, you know, I was burning the candle at both ends, and I was out, and like they were all positive generally, you know what I mean? But like I wasn't living much of a healthy life, and it was all kind of like, you know, I was still suffering from it. I just wasn't admitting to myself that I was, kind of, you know what I mean?
That's the thing, is I find that most people, when they're dealing with a breakup, try to throw on the I'm doing great, you know what I mean? It's like 9 times out of 10, it's like as soon as you go through a breakup, it's the Instagram posts of like people being happy and out with your friends and like sexy shirtless mirror selfies and shit like that. And there's this like you try to exude usually to the person you broke up with specifically, like it's all targeted at them more or less, and that means you're not dealing with what's happening. So all that's doing is like you've put a layer of bullshit on top of pain, and that pain is just going to like fester and grow and rot, so that when you finally do have to deal with it, it's a much bigger beast at that point in time.
And I do think like there's always going to be a little bit of that, and that's fine.
Of course, yes.
And you know, by all means, remain positive. I feel like you never want the other person to think you're being pathetic or like whatever. And also just like having that new selfie is, you know, it's going to help get you back in like that dating game. Like you can always tell based on people's uploads, like, oh, they just got single. But like the whole point is like not too much of it, not any of this. Like you're always going to have a little bit of all these things, I think. So just like try and like find a positive way through it, because it's going to hurt no matter what. But one way you bounce back, and another way you dig a little hole.
Yeah. Some other things, social media is a fucking nightmare for breakups. I would say, you don't necessarily have to delete them or anything, but like you can silence pages, especially Instagram and Facebook. Just put them on mute for a bit. Yeah. And that way that's the thing, you won't feel, compelled to put out performative tweets or posts, or you know what I mean? Because if you know that they can't see your shit, you're going to do things a lot differently. Because
you also won't get that little knife in the heart every time you see their post, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the worst. And like, I'm pretty sure I still have all of my exes on Facebook. And it gets better. It obviously does, and it stops hurting after a while. And that's not to say there isn't always, a little sting here and there.
Yeah.
I think to get closure is a 100% you thing. If you have to rely on someone else to get closure, you're never going to get it.
Yeah.
Most likely, at least. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because even if my ex was like, no, nothing was ever happening, would I believe it? I don't know.
Well, she said that, right?
There's still that part of me that's like, yeah, but I'm done to you. So like, you could lie to me all you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always the self-doubt part of yourself that is going to spin whatever they say.
Yeah, and like, even if I had gotten an answer, whether it be yes or no, like either, like, you know what I mean? One way would be pain. A lot more pain.
That's the thing. If they were like, oh, hey, I found someone else, then you'd be like, cool, why aren't I as good as them? Why aren't I good enough? Or if it was like...
Oh, I was talking about the other thing. But yeah, even that, it's like, because I remember really wanting closure at one point.
Yeah.
And thinking to myself, like, what did I want to hear?
You're always going to want another answer.
And I didn't know what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I just knew I wanted something. I think that something was just, like, my hurt wanting to be solved. And I don't know if any of those answers would have helped with it. You know what I mean? I think it was hurt, and I was putting the blame on, I didn't know why, but, like, knowing why... I think it would just make another sucky problem. Because
the thing is, like, the second
like, I don't like you
answer,
anymore. You know what I mean?
And
like,
then it's like, well, why not? What did I do wrong? And
exactly.
then, so now you have like 5 more questions that you need answered for closure.
Yeah.
So you have to rely on yourself for closure. So you need to take like a quick, we've talked about it before, like the mental inventory, the emotional check-in. You need to stop and think and be like, cool, what about this is making me hurt?
Yeah.
Is it the fact that you don't feel, do you not feel good enough? That every time in all of my breakups, I've always, my self-worth rock bottoms out.
Of course.
And I feel like I am not good enough for like anyone.
Yeah.
And what you need to do then is talk to your friends. Mm-hmm. Tell your friends this. And I promise you, they will fix it. Mm-hmm. And you're probably not going to believe them right away. You're probably going to feel like they're just being nice. But they will also know that you're going through this, and they will take steps to make you believe it. Mm-hmm. Because that's what my friends did. And it's an invaluable resource. Mm-hmm. And that, I mean, is the relationships that you've already fostered and cultivated, and things like your friends or your family. Reach out to someone that that cares about you, and tell them, be like, hey, this breakup has fucked me up, and I feel like I'm worthless. Mm-hmm. And they will deal with that, hopefully. Yeah. So in whatever way that they're capable of doing that.
And even on top of that, like you can even just be like, hey, like, I feel like shit after my breakup. Like, let's go do something. You know, like, and you can let them know you're hurt. And if you can, let them know why you're hurt and, like, more specifics. I know that's really hard. I think I would find that very hard to vocalize. Yeah. But, like, and that's another reason why taking care of yourself is a really good thing to do, because, like, there's nothing worse than, when you just drink too much one night and you wake up the next day and you have that, like, anxiety and that panic, and you feel like you've done something wrong and you feel worthless, and that's just the alcohol. That on top of a time when you also are kind of questioning your worth, it just compounds the whole thing, right? Yeah. Like, when you're not, if you haven't slept well, if you haven't eaten well, if you are drinking too much, like, you're always going to feel like shit, and that just adds to the feeling like shit. Yeah. If you're at your tip top, you're still going to feel sore, you're still going to hurt, but, like...
Also, I'll tell you, your motivation to get fucking jacked is at its peak after you get a breakup. I'll say, like, the months after every one of my breakups have been, like, the best shit of my life. Because, like, you want to get fucking... You know what I mean? Like, there's that part of you who wants to be like, I want to make them jealous. I also, I'm single again, gotta look good. Mm-hmm.
And you have more free time.
Yeah, so fucking ride that wave as well, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, it's like... these all, like, it sucks. Like, we're not denying any of that. But the thing is, you got to try find the silver lining. And the silver lining is, like, what have you gotten? You've gotten more free time. You know what I mean? Like, somebody takes up a big footprint of your life. You know what I mean? So now that's gone. And yeah, that sucks. But guess what? If you've ever wanted to go take up a hobby, or you've ever wanted to work on a project, or you've wanted to go to the gym more, or anything, like, you have that time. And the thing is, that time is hard to have. So, like, take advantage of that. It'll keep you busy. It'll be positive. It'll help you moving forward, and you never know who you might meet through these new things. And best of all, you'll get to spend time with you and make yourself better, right?
Also, remember that, like, if you wanted to do this long distance and they didn't, they're not your person. As hard as it might be to take that over, no relationship is infinite.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might be with each other until they die. But if they stayed together, if they did not die eventually, there's a good chance they would reach a point where they no longer were compatible with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's time, that's the human body, that's the human heart, that's the human brain, that's just us. We both want things that are different than everyone else. So there's no, and this is for every breakup, not just you specifically, it's like knowing you're going to die. You know what I mean? We don't wake up every day and get all fucked up and be like, well, there's no point, going to work today because in 80 years, in 20 years or whatever, I'm going to die. That's not the point of it. The point is it's the journey. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You spent time with this person. Hopefully it was great while you were with each other. Focus on that. Understand that,
always bring those positives to mind. I feel like a lot of people never do that. It's like they're out of a relationship. It was all bad. That person sucks. And it's like, cool. Maybe they sucked at the end. Maybe they didn't and you're being better or whatever. No one knows, but you wouldn't have stayed in that relationship until that point. So don't lie to me and tell me that you didn't enjoy it. And don't lie to yourself.
And if it was bad, you learned a lesson as well.
Exactly.
So,
either way,
so if it was an abusive relationship or something, then hopefully you can take that and learn something and protect yourself.
I didn't want it to sound like if you ever stayed in a relationship, you can't then say it was bad. Like, I know that sounded a little bit like that. You know what I mean, though.
Yes, no.
I just mean a lot of people will refuse to say anything good about their relationship.
Yeah, and there's... So take a moment to reflect back and be like, here are the things I learned. Here's how I grew with that person. Mm-hmm. And maybe they outgrew or you outgrew them it sounds harsh to say it like that, but it's not. It is human condition.
The thing is, long distance it has so many things to it. You know what I mean? Like they might like you, obviously, but like just it's such a hard thing to. Some people can't do it. Some people know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people don't want to be investing all this energy and time into a thing that they can't like really like touch, right? Like that's now become this ephemeral, like hard to manage with schedules, expensive to see each other. Like some like there's a lot of reasons that aren't you that factor into this. And like I think you really need to like think about that because it can be easy to make it think that like you're not good enough or like you're whatever, but there's so many different factors to moving away. Like I don't know obviously whether they're coming back, whether it's going to be a year, whether it's going to be whatever, like whether this is like, you know what I mean? Like I could go on, I could list a million different ways, but like I've been there. I've almost been in 2 long distance relationships. I was in one and the other one, there were a lot of reasons why we were hesitant on both sides of the table to be in them. Money, time, freedom, jealousy. Like a lot of the time I thought if we had done it, it would have made the relationship worse. And it did, So there was a lot of stuff to go to that. So think about that too.
Yeah.
I know that might not, again, make it any easier because now you have more things to question. But at the same time, it doesn't mean it's just you, right? There are a lot of and a lot of people, like movies are made about this subject because it's hard. Long distance shit is really, really hard. So,
yeah.
So
I'm sorry you're going through this.
Yeah.
But remember, this isn't the first breakup in the world. It's not going to be the last breakup. Probably won't be your last breakup.
Yeah.
Take a second to zero in. Remember the good things of the relationship. Try to figure out, one thing that you grew. Maybe you are a little more adventurous with food now, or you know what I mean. Maybe she introduced you to a new style of music. There's got to be something in there that you are going to take with you for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And that's something that won't be taken away. That's something that she can't take away from you. And that's part of you now. Yeah. You have adopted something from this relationship, and that's you. And now you're going to bring it to another relationship at some point when you're ready. And that is how we grow as humans, and that's how we love, and that's how we experience life. So just know that no relationship is, like I said, infinite. There is sometimes an expiry date on them, and it sucks, but sometimes People have to move on from each other, and that's how we grow. Also understand that you will probably find someone else.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing.
100%.
Because now
that's the adventure, right?
That's the next step in the journey, where it's like you get to find the next person.
You have no idea who that person's going to be, and that's kind of awesome. Like, being single is kind of great because you don't really know what's going to happen around the corner, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more like...
And don't rush to fill in the spot, because it's sort of like you said, it's a footprint, you know what I mean? Like, if you step in a footprint in shallow water, that water all rushes in.
Yeah.
Don't let it rush in. You know what I mean? Let the tide smooth it all out and get ready for a new footprint.
Yeah. And also just like, what are you going to do with this free time, this you time that you have?
Yeah.
Right? Like, pick something positive to move forward with. Do you want to learn guitar? Do you already know guitar? Do you want to start a band? Do you want to learn a skill? Do you want to like start a D&D group with your friends? Do you want to just hit the gym more? Do you want to read more? Do you want to play games? Like, do you want to cook? Like, you could do all these things. So, and again, you don't need to do any of them either. Just like find a positive way for you to move forward.
Yeah. So we hope this helps.
Yeah.
Again, it's pretty uncommon for men to be allowed to say that they're sad.
Yeah.
You can tell your friends that you're sad. Mm-hmm. Please do that. You will find an infinite amount of support, and the most invaluable resource in your life is that you have friends that care about you, and they're sort of the tide that washes over the footprint. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're the ones that cleans your slate. They're the one that preps you for the next step.
Yeah. And we got your back. So,
and we're here for you too.
Yeah. So thanks for sending the question.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for trusting us. You did the first step. You've told us, and we're strangers. So go tell your friends and family, because they'll help you more than we ever can.
Have a good cup of tea. I don't know, I like that. All right.
Thank you very much for listening, friends. We hope you have a great holiday, little season, little break. If you're listening to us to get away from your family, also you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can provide some comfort over what I know is a trying time for a lot of people. We're here for you.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully, or I don't know if I'm hoping this does or doesn't happen, but if anyone accidentally like Chromecasts us to nearby speakers and scandalizes their relatives, hey guys.
Hey, what up, Nona?
Like and subscribe.
If you want to get us a Christmas gift, there ain't no harm in heading over to either our Facebook page or our iTunes page, or our Apple Podcast page, and leaving us a rating and review. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FCKBuddiesPodcast. Some people actually have been leaving us reviews there, which is really cool. Yeah. So thank you very much. Thank
you for everyone who left me birthday reviews, by the way. That was great.
If you want to find us on Twitter, it's at FCK_buddies. You can email us at fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com, and you can find us on the internet at fbuddiespodcast.com.
On the internet?
On the internet. That's where we are.
Whoa.
We're a user heavy question day today. So if you want to ask us a question and us answer it, please send us an email or send us a message on Facebook. That seems to be like the primary way that people get a hold of us, which is fine. But you can also find us if you go to our website, there's a little contact page. You can like assign yourself an agent name, and we'll answer it as soon as we can.
Yeah. Thank you everyone who submitted questions. You're all friends of the show now. And thank you Josh Eagle and the Harvest Seas for their song Paper Stars. All right, ready for some horrendous sex writing?
Yep.
I don't know if we can ever do it after last week's.
Yeah. It's a tough act to follow.
You know what? We're going to try. This is The Electric Hotel by Dominic Smith.
Oh, hell yeah.
The actual lovemaking was a series of cryptic clues and concealed pleasures. A sensual treasure hunt. She asked for something, then changed her mind.
Yep.
He made adjustments and calibrations, awaited further instruction. For most of the proceedings, he felt his own desire as if it was tethered to a wire, a bright red balloon floating in his peripheral vision, but eventually he burst through. It was toward the end, as their breathing quickened. Her stage directions had stalled out into silence. He looked to his right and noticed the scene in the smoky lens of the mirror above the bureau, saw his own body move with the steady rhythm of a bellows blowing air at the base of a fire. It brought back the early experiments of the Photographic Society in Paris, the wiring of a bird's feet to a camera gun, the mounting tension and uplift before a surge of exasperated flight. His own face looking back in the mirror, open-mouthed, flushed, euphoric. It was a wild, strange thing to him. A beguiled stranger he'd never met, held in place by an infinite loop. Then his eyes locked on Sabine's in the mirror, and he could see that she was pleased with her staging, with her hair fanning across the pillow, with the way her ankles locked around his calves, so her long white feet formed a perfect V. And it was the act of looking back at the film strip juddering above the bureau that sent her into a final boisterous delirium. She bit his shoulder, and then whispered into the mirror, "Nous voilà," catching her breath. "There we are." That seems like some boring-ass sex, guys.
Yeah, it sounds like you had more fun looking at yourself in the mirror than actually fucking.
Not even like, damn, I look good, or like, this is hot. Just like, that reminds me of the time I tied a camera to a bird's foot.
Hell yeah.
It's all just so, like, boring and, like, calibrations. And I looked, and she was pleased with her staging. I thought she was there, about to come, going, "I'm pleased with my staging." No, like, fuck you. Have you had sex? Sorry.
They have. Too much of it. To the point where it's just stage directions and calibration.
That's fair.
They're the robots. It is an electric hotel.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
I did.
You idiot.
It. Oh, well, that was mean. Do you want some Dan? Do we have Dan?
I don't know. Do we have Dan?
I don't know. I'm fearing that he's powering up for a New Year assault.
Oh, yeah. He's charging his lasers for sure.
Dan says, "Is my ex my soulmate?"
I mean, obviously she is if you've been talking about her for like 7 years.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
And we like to end not on Dan anymore because it was just too depressing. So I go through Pornhub every week to find us a choice comment from one of the Pornhub users. And this might be one of my favorite ones. And it's fitting that it's on Sexmas. So here's my gift to you. Tyrone Bigham's 99. Oh, sorry. Tyrone Bigham's 69.
Yes.
Says 10 likes and I'll eat my girlfriend's ass. It's taco night, so it's pretty risky. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain.
And we're your fuck buddies. Happy Sexmas.
And happy holidays.